Okay, so welcome back to another video. In this month's video, we're doing a full check over on my 80 series Land Cruiser. So it's in the shed now. So we're just going to be checking all fluids and just give it a basic once over because it doesn't get driven a lot. It's not my daily, so it sits there a long time, and I'm going on a trip towards the end of the year, so this will be its big service before then. So I'll be checking all the fluids, replacing the belts, because it's been sitting for a while. Put an engine flush in, so that's why it's running now, just helping clean up some of the gunk sitting there. So I'll let that get nice and warm, and then I'll start draining that, and then just proceed to give the whole vehicle a once over, and yeah, stay tuned. Okay, so while the car's been there warming up with its flush in, I've just done a bit of a quick once over, just checking all your important things like your brakes, like leaks and that. And I've noticed I've finally got a leak on the old girl. It seems to be coming from the dizzy seal area, so there's just a bit an O-ring where that mates up, so I'm just going to have to pull that off and have a look at that sometime. Power steering is a bit low, but I'm going to now drain the oil, start draining the oil on it, and while that's draining I'm going to go and check all my other fluids like my gearbox, transfer and diffs. So yeah, let's crack onto that now. So good thing about all Toyotas, well, I'd say all Toyotas, most of them are all 14, same with Nissans, and with all your other bungs like your diff and your transfer, most of those are all 24, so it's nice and easy. So this oil only had about maybe 4,000 Ks on it. So now that can sit there draining. Won't get too full. I just like to put the two down and split it into the two, so it's easier to just pour it in to take it down in the dump and get rid of it. But yeah, so now I'm going to continue on, and I'll start from the back. I'll go rear diff, transfer, and then gearbox and front diff, and just checking all my fluids and seeing what the condition's like. And then if they need replacing, I'll have to go down and get some oils for them. Okay, so here we are starting with the rear diff. Like I said before, most of all of Toyota's stuff is a 24mm. So the drain and check pump are both 24mm. And same with the transfer gearbox and front diff. So you only really need one size just to do all your basic checks. And the cab looks nice and clean still. It smells nice and clean. This was changed in its last service. Ooh. Yeah, nice and golden. So no water's gotten there, which is good. So pretty much still brand new oil on the rear diff. I haven't done gearbox or transfer on this yet, I don't think, and I've had it for maybe 3 years. So I'll be surprised to see how they're going. So let's move on to the transfer case. Okay, so now on to the transfer. So the drain bung at the bottom there, check bung, fill bung, yeah. not too discoloured. So it still has a nice smell to it. Still very potent smell. Doesn't smell burnt. Doesn't look too discoloured coming out. Maybe due. So for peace of mind, I'll probably end up changing that very soon. But it still smells like it's got some life in it. Okay, so we'll put this one back in here for now, just like this. Then we'll slide on down to our gearbox. So with your gearbox, here's your drain bung, and then your check bung. So I'm just going to place this camera down for a second so I can get the breaker bar in there. Not a lot of room under here when you are on the ground. Let's see if I can just flick this. That's about as much angle as I can get. Okay. This one I'm not too sure what to expect, and still nice and clean. Little bit overfull. Doesn't look like it's got too much water in it, but it is slightly discoloured as well. Okay, so next one, front diff. Okay, so we have our lucky last one, the front diff. It was quite round. I can't confirm nor deny if it was from me, but I've got it loose now. I can just get this off and just have a quick check of here. This one, diff, I'm pretty sure went under at Kenilworth last I was there. So is looking a bit discoloured. Also feels a bit low. Yeah, I mean, it's not too bad. It still has a nice smell to it. Looks like it has had some water go through though. So as you can see there, a bit grimy, a bit dirty. So front diff will be getting changed, and transfer will be getting changed. Not in this video, but at least now I know they're what's on the list. So for now I think I can chuck my sump plug back in, take my filter all the way off and put my new filter on and start her up. Also, just a little tip, when you are doing your services at home, always just change your Sunplug washers. These are the same washers. One's been used, one hasn't used. If you just keep using the same washer, you just got to keep crushing it and it's going to bow, and then it's going to stop sealing and you'll get a slight weep. So for what they cost, just replace your Sunplug washer. And if you have an LPG 80 and you've got all this in the way, I find it easiest just to loosen your power steering off and you can pull your filter right up through there. Minimal mess. So yeah, so we'll put the oil filter back on, remount this, sump plug in, and then put some oil in the old girl. Okay, so just retop the oil up. So now it should have about just over 7 litres in it, which is what they take. if we pull it out, we're just under the full mark. So I'll leave that there, take it for a drive, check it after that, and yeah, but that's about it for this one. So just a full check over and maintenance. Off camera takes a lot of time, so I've just pumped up all the tyres. I haven't checked my wheel bearings because they were done not too long ago. Like I've adjusted them before my last trip and it hasn't driven since then. So I know my front wheel bearings are tight. They're not in the best condition, but they're tight. So down the line they'll need replacing. But yeah, very easy car to work on. Just bring it in. 24mm to check all your oils. 14mm to drain your engine oil. 7 litres of oil goes back in. But when you use your engine flush before you service, as you can see when you do check your oil, even after the car's run, it is still very, very clean. I have used it on a few diesels, let them sit there and drain overnight, and then come back in the morning, the flush has pretty much eaten up all the stored like carbon and all that in the engine. So we've run them and checked them, and the oil has still been golden and hasn't turned pretty much to black straight away. So it does work. They are worth the money if you get good brand ones. But yeah, so that's all that done. So I'm just going to maybe give it a bit of a clean now, clean up some mud underneath. But yeah, as always, thank you for watching this video. If you found any of this useful, just please hit like. Thank you. Okay, so just wrapping up this video, off camera, I did the belts on the car. I forgot to set up and do that. So on the cruise off camera, I changed all 3 belts, so just the 2 fan belts and then the one on the aircon. And to wrap it off, we'll put a bit of a hint into some more stuff to come. So in the downtime between filming, another vehicle has popped up, another Nugget. So I've gone out of my way to grab it. So we're going to start introducing 79 Corona. So interior is in nice nick. Dash is beautiful. Not a crack. We just got the door card off to fix the door and window because this one was broken and not opening, so that's all open now. And she's still running, just the original 18R. With just a 32-36 Weber on it. Looks like it's got a bit of a fuel leak around there, so we haven't had too much of a look at it yet. It's got a slight electrical miss at the moment, so I've got ordered in just a rotor cap, dizzy cap, rotor button, and condenser to chuck on it. But yeah, body is in fairly alright condition. That's why I got it. So it's just around here. It's been bogged up, so you can see under there a bit of bog and stuff. So windscreen's got to come out to fix that up, and just your average hole in the floor in the boot. You can see that down there. So fairly similar to the Gemini. So I'm just going to cut across here, cut it down, and then I don't know if you can see that under there. Probably not. But yeah, there's a hole under there as well. So that's just where that water drain is. So just over the years, it's 44 years old. You'd expect it. The water sat there and slowly started to rust away. But yeah, the body's in fairly okay condition. So thought, why not? It's a steel. Got it very cheap. So another Nugget. Something else to play with while the Gemini gets slow progressed onto it. But yeah, so that's that. And we'll see more videos coming on that as well shortly. The next few will probably be on, I've got a Hilux to bring in and do a timing belt and cranking cam seals because they are leaking. And in my daily driver right now is just a 2005 VRX Lancer. I've got to put a clutch in that as well because the throwout bearing is completely shagged, so it's just sitting there bouncing around at idle and whenever there's not full load on. So the clutch itself still works, the clutch is fine, but the throwout bearing is just sitting in there just bouncing around, and it's quite loud and frustrating. So I've been putting it off for a bit, but now it's getting to the point where it's quite annoying and I don't want it to do too much damage inside the car, so I'll bring that in and chuck a clutch in that. So there's some of the ideas for the next videos I'll have coming up, all of them being my own cars or family cars. So yeah, stay tuned for that. As always guys, remember to like, comment and subscribe. Thank you.